Yo, what's up? Welcome to NBA Talk. Showtime here, your host. And now we're going to talk about the offseason for the San Antonio Spurs. The San Antonio Spurs have been one of the big talks of this offseason, hitting big. Let's just start off with the biggest biggest deal San Antonio Spurs got was the LaMarcus Aldridge of the Portland Trailblazers. If you haven't heard, LaMarcus pretty much said it like pretty much like before the off season started that he was going to leave the Blazers, that he was going to be a big time free agent, and that pretty much LaMarcus Aldridge was almost a concrete deal with the San Antonio Spurs. As times he alluded that he would he's going to play under Popovich, and there you go with $80 million 4 years. And that's funny enough. Popovich says that he's going to play and coach. He's going to coach for the remainder of his contract, which will be 4 years. So that's good for LaMarcus Aldridge. They were able to re-sign Tim Duncan. I believe he signed for 2 years, which is I'm not surprised that he ain't going nowhere. It was just that surprise that it was looking like towards he was going to retire. He's back, and this is one of the great reasons why San Antonio Spurs are so great. They know how to preserve players for long periods of time. Tim Duncan is the absolute example of it. This guy has been playing for what now 18 seasons now. Going in like his age is 39 or so. And he just came off with a great season. I believe averaging 17 points, almost 10 rebounds. This guy is one of the greatest of all time. It's good that he's back with the San Antonio Spurs. With the LaMarcus Aldridge, LaMarcus Aldridge can learn under him, make him even more better than he ever was. And he was great on the Blazers, one of the top players in the league. And now you have the other signing with Kawhi Brown. I mean, no, not Kawhi Brown. Leonard. He signed back with I believe a $80 to $90 million deal. I know it's a 4-year deal max. Well, he's back. He's looking like he's gonna end up being the franchise right after Tim Duncan, Ginobili leaves. He's gonna be the man. This guy coming off a Defensive Player of the Year award season, a great breakout season. Like this guy had an awesome season, even though he was plagued with injuries. A lot of the players were plagued with injuries. I will get to that later. Which is great. He got him back. They able to get Danny Green back for 4 years, $40 million, which is great. They got a high percentage 3-point shooter, good defensive guy, good marksman, great, sweet and sound. Now, one of the biggest blockbuster deals they had gotten off season was the acquiring of David West of the Indiana Pacers, former Indiana Pacers. He ended up signing to a 1-year deal for the veteran minimum, which is freaking awesome. Like he opted out of his deal, which would have gave him at least like $14 million. So he decided to cut that. He started to opt out of the Pacer deal and taking a huge loss in money just to play with the Spurs, pretty much saying that he wants a championship. He wants he wants the gold. He wants his ring, which is a great upside for the San Antonio Spurs. Um, this is freaking sweet. This pretty much puts Spurs very good and sort of in depth. Pretty much. They're able to acquire other players like Jimmy Fredette, which hasn't been talked about, which is very good because I feel like people still haven't played around with him to see if he's good or not. I say he's good. It's just that he hasn't been given the right opportunity, the right amount of minutes, because he has shown time for time again that he can play. They were able to get a couple players like Ray Malcolm off a draft pick. Yeah, like they have a couple of draft picks. I don't even know that much. Nicola Caddy, Ray McCollum, Regulus, Pagrinkis. Sounds like the brother of for the New York Knicks. Also, pretty much adding also means loss. They lost a lot off the bench. Cory Joseph is gone to Toronto. Aron Baynes is gone. I don't know. I don't remember where he went to. Let's see here. Detroit. He went to Detroit for 3 years. Too bad. Who else? Who did they lose? Oh yeah, Marco Belinelli. He went to Sacramento Kings. Guess he wanted to move on, and then to Splitter. I just want to say that because I know how to pronounce his name right. Tiago Splitter. He's gone to the Atlanta Hawks in a trade. So so there's good and there's bad. Pretty much they lost a lot of depth in their in their bench. Seeing that Marco Bellinari was a huge coming off the bench. Cory Joseph reserve. Believe it or not, he played well as coming off the bench. It's just that pretty much no one's seen enough of him. And let's not forget injuries is involved in this matter in this roster, and which will take very much of their season. Let me just say this: this season they're gonna start off shaking up a bit. I don't think they're gonna play well due to injuries, not because they can't play well. Due to injuries, I think. Oh yeah, by the way, Ginobili is back for another year or so, a year or two. I remember. I don't know what to say. Injuries will be a part of this coming season. I believe Ginobili is gonna be hurt. Tony Parker is gonna be hurt. Tim Duncan is gonna be hurt. Throughout the season, it always happens. It's like pretty much you have to wait until after the All-Star season. Sorry, before you see them bring up the heat in the Western Conference. But they're gonna struggle. I could see that in the beginning of the season with injuries. But they're gonna turn up. They're gonna turn up, and pretty much make it at least. I would say probably third in the Western Conference Finals, Western Conference overall, because I don't think I think injury-wise, it's gonna hurt them, and that I would say the Thunder is gonna overtake them, and Golden State Warriors is gonna overtake them. I still put them over the Clippers. I will still put them over the Houston Rockets, and I damn well put them over the Trailblazers, who are gonna take a huge drop. I will say put them right now in 8th place. Right now, I will put them in 8th place, Trailblazers, and I will put San Antonio Spurs 2nd place, 2nd or 3rd place, depending how much the injuries affect them. If I know well, the injuries are going to affect them a lot, which I will say they're going to be in 3rd in the Western Conference. So pretty much that's it for the San Antonio Spurs off-season review. They have a freaking A for this one because David West, LaMarcus Aldridge, that was no brainer. Kawhi Leonard, no brainer. But David West, that's a huge pickup. So this is Showtime X. Catch y'all later. Next one is gonna be. I'm trying to decide. I would say the Miami Heat is coming up next. So 305, y'all next, and then the New York Knicks. So peace.